Hi there, my name is Andrew Ledger, and I'm here to present for the online career fair. We're covering a lot of different topics, and I wanted to touch on time management and prioritization. We as students, this is something that we have to manage quite a bit, is prioritizing what subject or assignment that we need to do next, and how to manage our time with all the different things that we have in our life, such as work and school and family commitments. So it's important to have the right tools and resources available to us to manage our time properly. As a wise man once said, all that we have to do is decide what to do with the time that is given to us. So without further ado, we'll start diving into some of the tools that can help us manage our time. The first tool that I like to use is Google Calendar. It works really well to manage all the different things that I've got going on. I've got all my personal things in red here, such as personal chores I have to do around the house, or even taking a break between classes is considered some personal time there. Then I've got in purple here is all of my homework time, labeled per course and what needs to be done. Then I've got in blue is all of my work visits that I have to do. Working in sales, I can kind of manage my schedule to some degree. And as people want to see me in their homes, I can schedule time around everything else to see them. And then I've got my actual classes where I have to attend online listed in gray here. So that's kind of a nice way to manage everything and keep it nice and organized. This was last term, this particular week here, and things were quite hectic for me. So I had to organize every minute of my day just so I was able to meet everything that I had to do. So that's one tool that I use. There's lots of other calendar type items out there as well. You can use Microsoft Outlook is one option for sure through Microsoft, and there's other ones out there as well that you can use. So this works really well for me though. Another important aspect of prioritizing your life is knowing when you can say no to something. My wife likes to call me a yes man, because I'm always saying yes to people if they need me to help them with something or figure something out with them right alongside them. So sometimes if your plate is really full, you've got a lot going on, a lot of things to do, it's important to know when things are important and you can help people out with them, and when things aren't as important and you're able to reschedule or find another time to do them when you're not so busy. Overloading yourself with too many things that aren't important can really stress you out and start to affect your ability to perform on those things that are important and needed to be focused on. Another tool that's worked out well for me, and that works out for a lot of other people too, is digital notes. So of course, in classes and things like that, we can put all of our important information in our digital notes here. So I've got all of my schedules, different notes that I've taken for different classes, what is important in those classes, some different shots of everything, the readings that we do are all listed there as well as I've got all of my tasks and due dates organized based on importance. So of course our first and most important one ends up usually on top, and then you kind of go down from there into the next thing. So that's a nice way to prioritize and a nice little checklist there. There's also other programs out there such as Evernote is another one. My brother likes to use that one, and it syncs across different devices, so you can see it on your phone, on your computer, anywhere that you use different devices, you can do that, including document scanning, which is a nice one. So if your professor gives you something handed out to you, you can put it right into your digital notes. So those are nice ways to keep things organized. Another way to keep things organized is to use a whiteboard. And this was a tactic that my wife used going through university and becoming an elementary school teacher. She was able to organize everything on a giant whiteboard. So I tried doing it myself. It didn't work out quite as well, but this was my attempt at it here. Not sure if you can see the whole thing, but it's organized based on different courses that I have going on, and then a list of every assignment that's in that course. I tried my best to color code it and put things in bold if they were super important. But this is another way definitely to prioritize and manage your time, so you can kind of see the date that it's due and kind of go on the one that's due the closest and complete that one before you miss a deadline. So that's another way to do it. Another prioritization technique you can use is a physical agenda. I've got my nice Be Happy agenda here. That's nice to just kind of physically write things down as they come up and prioritize that way too. A lot of different agendas that are out there. I can organize things based on date, give you little sections of where to write your due dates, lists to prioritize as well. So these physical agendas are nice. Sometimes I find with digital notes, it's tough to keep track of everything because you just don't have something physical in your hand to constantly look at and go through. So sometimes it's really nice just to have that physical piece with you as well. Another important part of time management and prioritization is to manage your time properly so you're always doing the most productive work you can. This means getting rid of distractions that are around you. I found an interesting article on lifehack.org of 9 ways to eliminate distractions and do your best work. You can start by removing bad habits, start eating a healthy diet, all those basic things. Stop watching Netflix all the time, stuff like that. Just remove yourself from those things. Preparing your workspace and zenning your computer. Those are 2 that are quite important. Just clearing your workspace so that it's clean and clear and not full of debris, distractions, things that might get in your way, and doing that on your computer as well. Making sure that even your bookmarks are things that are important for your work and the things that you need to do, rather than just YouTube and Facebook and TikTok. Just cleaning all of that up makes it so that your mind is focused on the work that you need to do. You can also use a physical notebook, such as the one I have here that outlines all of my talking points for this video, and just having something, once again, that you can hold in your hand and write down notes with just makes a big difference for some people, and it just really solidifies it in their brain if they're able to put pen to paper and write it out physically. One of the other things that you need to do is just take time and section it off in your calendar to rest and relax. Don't always just jump into the next assignment just because you feel you have to. If you finish something off and you want to take time to go to sleep, take a nap, something like that, go for it. Take some time to relax and rejuvenate. And it can really help you out so that you then can focus on the next assignment properly. It doesn't help to just jump right into the next thing after you finish the previous right away. Another thing that's important is to take time for your own personal mental health. And if that means spending some time with your conehead kitty, then you can do that too. Another way to prioritize things is to have a checklist going on. I've got my digital checklist here for my shopping list that I frequently update and add things to. And you can add all sorts of different sections to them, such as things that I have to do for work, things that I have to do for my banking, my family, random due dates and tasks. And those work out really well for me, that I can just go through and check things off as needed. You can also use your digital assistants to help you with reminders. If something comes to your mind, just ask your digital assistant to remind you at a later time. Hey Siri, remind me in 2 hours that I need to pick up milk from the grocery store.
Okay, added to today's reminders.
One of the final things about time management and prioritizing in your life is knowing those things that are very important to you and always making sure to prioritize those. Every person has different things that are important to them in their life. For instance, myself, I'm a new father. I've got a baby on the way due in August, so obviously that's a very big priority in my life, and a lot of things are changing along the way. Another thing for myself as well is it's very important and a priority in my life that I'm a Christian and that I'm serving the Lord as best as I can in my life. I prioritize that by spending my mornings reading my Bible and spending time before Him. That's just my personal take on that, but everybody has their own way that they can prioritize those things that are important in their life. In conclusion, we can say that time management really is a learned skill. It takes time and practice, just like any other skill that you might acquire. Using the tools that you have available, whether that be through technology or just physical agendas or notepads, will really help you in acquiring the skill of time management and prioritization. Then once you have those skills, you can use them both for school and in your future careers. Time management is something that doesn't go away after school, and all of us use it in our workplaces and even in our home life. So take the time to find the tools that you need to prioritize and manage your time well for the rest of your life. Thank you for your time.